All right, we are back, and now let's talk about this. I love having the paper bracket, man.
Oh yeah,
Call me old school. Call me old school here. Now let me.
Yeah, oldie.
Now,
What? What?
but now,
What
but
is
now that I'm
that?
in,
You
but
have
now
a
that I'm in my,
printer?
we do.
You have a printer still?
And now that I'm in my 40s, hang on. The first one we got the East region. UConn, Stetson. That's the first matchup. Mac, you were telling me you think the Hatters are live.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's go, Hatters. No, I don't think they're live.
We have an 8-9 matchup. Someone's microwave is beeping. We have an 8-9 matchup on Florida Atlantic Northwestern. The 5-12 is San Diego State UAB. The 4-13 Auburn Yale. The 6-11 is BYU and Duquesne. The 3-14 is Illinois and Morehead State. The 7-10 is Washington State Drake. Wow, tough draw for the Cougs. The 2-15 is Iowa State, South Dakota State. I probably should have went chronologically, but whatever. What's your thoughts on the East region there, Mac?
This has got to be the hardest region. You got the Big East champion, 1 seed. You got Auburn, the SEC champion. You got the Big Ten champion, Illinois, and you got the Big 12 champion, Iowa State. All teams that are playing red hot. San Diego State, they played in the championship game, fell just short. Quick side note: TJ Otzelberger Bowl, his former team, South Dakota State, and he's got to face him in the 2-15 matchup. But that matchup down there in the 7-10, I'm looking forward to the most. Wazoo and Drake. Two good programs.
I think Drake's live. I think that's one upset that you circle. BYU Duquesne. BYU is going to win by 1,000, and then I mean, I'm interested by that San Diego State UAB game. I think UAB could give them a game. Terrell, what'd you think of this region?
I think it's hilarious that UConn is the #1 overall seed and probably got the toughest region. Like, I have no idea which way I want to go with this region, and I'm sitting here just looking around. I share the same sentiments. I think it's a really, really tough draw for UConn, but I still think UConn dominates the region. Like, that's how good I have this UConn team rated right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, this region. So you have UConn, obviously Florida Atlantic, who went to the Final Four, San Diego State, who went to the national championship against UConn, Auburn, who just won the SEC. Then you have Illinois, who just won the Big Ten, and then Iowa State. I mean, this is by far the hardest region. Nick, right?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I do think we could see some upsets here in the first round, but I'd be hard pressed to take anybody other than UConn to make it out. I do think they're head and shoulders the best team in the country, the most balanced team in the country. And when you look at the other top seeds, like Auburn had a great run. Do you trust Auburn to get to a Final Four? You know, they don't play these games in the jungle. I wouldn't trust Auburn to knock off UConn in a potential Sweet 16 matchup. And then, you know, Iowa State struggles offensively, and the Fighting Illini, historically have not done very good in this tournament. So I do think UConn, pencil them in for me as my first team in the Final Four.
Even
chalky as hell, but devil's advocate, because I always love to play it. As much as I have UConn, and I think if I have to make a pick here, I'm going to say UConn. If they go down, hell's gates open, because there's literally anybody in this field that can make it. You was talking about Auburn, NC Nick. I don't even think that Auburn can get past Yale and look good. So I think that this is a really, really wide open region. And if UConn does fall, I think anybody top to bottom, if they got in, I wouldn't be too surprised.
I think only UConn and Iowa State are safe round one. Other than that, I could see any of the upsets happening.
I think Florida Atlantic, if they beat Northwestern. Now, I kind of think Northwestern might beat them. But I think Florida Atlantic could give UConn a game. Am I crazy for thinking about that? For thinking that that's possible, Mac?
No, because they've been there, done that. I kind of think Northwestern could give UConn a game. I think Northwestern is just slept on. Bill Bowie, guy that can control the tempo. I don't know if they could beat. The problem with this region is it's in the East, and we just saw the atmosphere with UConn at the Garden. Now they're going to be in Brooklyn, and then they're going to be in Boston. They're going to be playing at home all the way to the Final Four. That is the problem. But at the same time, Villanova, in between their 2 national championships, was having home games too, and they fell short. It's hard to repeat when the target's on your back. So I don't think UConn's going to get out of the region. It's my bold take that they will get upset. I'm trying to decide whether it'll be the round of 32, Sweet 16, or Elite 8.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump down
real quick, Colby.
What's up?
I didn't have any input on this bracket. At the top, I see a lot of tempo matchups, a lot of slow teams against a lot of fast teams. I think that's going to be really interesting. Auburn can run like a bat out of hell, and I think they play at the fastest pace out of anybody. That would be really interesting. I'd like to see what the Tigers can do. They ran the table in the SEC tournament. Looks like they're playing their best ball of the season right now. I really like Duquesne. I've seen this team in person. They've got 2 really good guards in Jimmy Clark III and Day Grant. And they did it really well in the portal and just getting depth in the front court. They don't really have a great player up there, but they have plenty of guys to toss fouls around. Hold
on. Are you saying that so CJ Sullivan buys you drinks this week in Vegas?
Oh, hell yeah. Me and CJ are rooting for the Dukes.
Us Mormons are going to fuck the Dukes up. Let's go.
And then a couple other things in that matchup right below them, the Illinois-Morehead State game. The Big Ten tournament champion has lost in the first round 3 years in a row. And then Drake, Washington State. I believe there's a transfer on Washington State's squad this year that used to play for the Drake Bulldogs, correct?
He's injured. Yesefu. He's injured, though. He's out for the season.
True. Also, Des Moines is less than 2 hours from Omaha. That's going to be a big Drake crowd there.
And South Dakota State, for that matter. They're playing a border rivalry with or whatever.
Border battle.
Whatever.
Dynasty.
Yes. Thank you. Thanks for the help.
Would love an Iowa State Drake second round. Like Nick said, local in Omaha.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.